Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlicker shills, death slaves, herds, peasants, vassals, minions, meat sacks, fake newsers. I'm Useful Idiot. Welcome. And let's talk about fake news, but let's talk about a particular kind of fake news that is being thrown around a little bit now in the alternative press, talking about this mainstream attack on alternative news under the guise of fake news and censorship being talked about because of so-called fake news. But one of the interesting side stories to this is the whole phenomenon, of course, of mainstream news, fake news, and then government fake news. And when I say mainstream news, fake news, first of all, they republish any kind of garbage that is out there, and the damage is already done with the headlines. Whether it's true or not, whether it's retracted or not, whether they provide any evidence, just making those kind of headlines that turn out to be untrue is a form of fake news. And then we also have the fact that routinely over the years, certainly over the last 10 years, that I've noticed a lot, maybe even 20 years now, outlets like Fox News and CNN and any number of outlets, depending on their agenda, have used fake news in the sense they use the wrong clips. They show rallies that happened 2 or 3 years ago someplace else, and then say it's a new rally, or we see footage of high school shootings that happened, footage from a different high school than where the shooting was supposedly happened. So it's really hard to know what to believe out there anymore, because seeing is believing. In an era of fake videos, it makes it all the more complicated. So I would even argue that a lot of this fake news with these fake videos is more diabolical than certainly somebody printing their opinion in some blog. But the insidious side of this is how much intelligence agencies and governments are involved in the fake news wars and the fake news phenomenon. And we've had recent stories that bear that out once again, and should be talked about more in this era of fake news stories. One is finding out the Pentagon paid a UK PR firm $540 million to make fake terrorist videos during the Iraq War. And of course, we knew a lot of the videos coming out have been fake, but now it's like any video that's come out anywhere in that region over the last 20 years has to be suspect, and can be used for all sort of motivations in these staged events, like the toppling of the Iraq statue was completely staged, as we find out later. So there's just levels of fake news, and then we have, of course, we may have fake videos about fake videos about fake videos. So many levels of deception. And then another recent story came out with the Egyptian film crew that was charged with making fake Syria vids, fake Syria vids, and I'll attach all these links below as usual. We see all these staged fake events that are used for propaganda all over the world, and effectively, I might add. And it turns out, they're all staged, and everybody knows, all these guys know how to pull at the heartstrings by showing young children dodging bullets with blood on them. And it turns out it's all staged. And there's a history of this. We go back to 2010, the Washington Post, a former Army intel agent, came out, Jeff Stein, and basically the CIA admitted filming a fake bin Laden video in the 2000 run-up to the war, and there's other fake bin Laden videos both before and after that. And CIA officials have even admitted to planning fake videos of Saddam Hussein indulging in pedophilia and the like. And then we have the July 2015 video that surfaced of a staged ISIS beheading using Western Intel members, a complete sound set, everything completely staged. And then you look at the details. This one article brought up the fact that these tapes are distributed through two operations, one called Intel Center and the other one's called iDefense. And both of these companies have U.S. military and intelligence connections. And the Pentagon picked up this program for the bin Laden al-Qaeda tapes and have been using it for that. And Intel Center's own website says that, quote, one of Intel Center's core competencies is the collection, exploitation, analysis, and dissemination of terrorist and rebel group video materials. The goal of our video program is to provide the highest quality video and audio materials in a professional format and timely manner to the analytical and operator communities in the counterterrorism arena, unquote. And of course, this operation is in Washington, D.C. and operates 24/7. So ostensibly a brand part of the government, but they even say in their own mantra there that they core competencies is part of it is exploitation, and so the creation of fake videos is done on an industrial scale all over the world by different governments, and we've seen both the players in the region, as we see now with Egypt, for example, and even ISIS using media possibly to stage some fake events, although they don't have to. There's some pretty gruesome things going on out there that they film, but some very, unfortunately, very real news. But so there we have it, just a little overview right now. We live in an era right now where there's a collusion between the media and the government, and very reckless the way they portray material, and seeing isn't believing, unfortunately, for a lot of Americans. It's very, very easy to manipulate that kind of video material and also to produce fake video material. Who can forget the movie Wag the Dog? And who can forget the fact that Photoshop and all that can be done so easily now that nothing can be believed anymore, unfortunately, photography or video, which used to be fail-safe. So something to think about. Fake videos, fake news, real news, all the same thing. I'm a useful idiot, don't you be one too?